Good morning. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us for another edition of the Morning Breeze, man. Always rocking with you guys, as always, man. Outside of me, I got my guy, Mr. Media himself, Jordan JC, in the building.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Everybody get a dog yesterday? Y'all get your fill of your glizzies?
Man, you all are troopers standing out there cold. Standing out that cold for the hot dog?
Yeah, it was a little chilly out there. It was a little chilly. Breeze Nation, what's good? It's your boy, Pat the Designer. Back at it again. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. As always, a lot to get into on today's episode. Of course, it's still Bears-Packer week. And got a very, very good update yesterday on some injury report situations here with the Chicago Bears and this defense overall. We got to talk about that. I'm going to give you my 3 biggest advantages that the Chicago Bears have over the Green Bay Packers. And y'all let me know if y'all think I'm crazy. We'll go through those one by one. And then talk a little storyline action. If the Bears win, what's the storyline? If they lose, what's the storyline? Talk about all that and more on today's episode of The Morning Breeze. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. And ladies and gentlemen, the date is 12/3/2025. It's 7:03 in the morning. And Jordan JC, I don't put ketchup on my glizzies. I don't believe in that. Are you a ketchup on the glizzy guy?
No, I'm a mustard guy.
Courtney Cronin came out yesterday as a ketchup on the glizzy girl, and I don't know
about that, Courtney. Courtney, that's a red flag.
I do respect the people that were in the comments defending her, though.
Nah, of
because
course
they were like, eat your hot dog your own way. Stop it. We need to stop this food bias. I do think eat your food your way.
There's a way to eat the hot dog.
Now, I will say this. If you're throwing a condiment on the hot dog and it's a Chicago dog, you can't replace the mustard with ketchup.
No, that's what I'm saying.
I'll punch you dead in your face. But if for some reason you just going raw glizzy on a bun, I'll allow a little ketchup.
It's not
just
Chicago's
the glizzy on
way.
the bun, I'll allow a little ketchup. It's not my go-to.
No.
I'll go, because usually only way I'm doing one of them dogs if it's a ballpark Frank and you throwing that mug on the grill, you know what I mean? A little grilled dog, a little grilled glizzy. It's the only way I'm going. But I can't do it. Yeah, I mean, you can't be out there Chicago dogging it with ketchup on it, man.
Can't raw dog it. No.
Can't raw dog that thing.
I'm
not
good
raw
on
dogging
that.
it.
No,
I put little onions on there, little grilled onion on that mug.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Relish, mustard?
Little mustard. Nah, I'm not a relish guy.
Not a relish guy?
I don't like how green it is. I don't believe in that.
You think they put coloring in that?
Yeah, you ever seen relish? Relish, it shouldn't be that green.
It look like they put lightning bugs in that boy.
It shouldn't be that green, bro. I mean, it's like neon green. Like, I don't believe in relish.
That's where all the lightning bugs went. Yeah.
I will say this. Every time I get a Chicago dog, one thing I do scrape off is that relish, because that's wild. That's diabolical.
Come on.
That's diabolical. Hey, man, we got a lot to get into on today's episode. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love as always. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do.
Come on. Push the button. Come on. Push the button. Come on, push the button.
Yeah, come on, push your button.
You heard what she said.
Y'all heard what Sue Young said. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. Jordan JC, it's been a pants off week pretty much this entire week. We've been so excited.
That's right.
About where our Chicago Bears team is right now. Top 10 team in ESPN's power ranking as of right now. So that's, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of excitement around this team. And as we head into our vaunted Packer week, I think that there are some advantages that, of course, we've talked about.
Yeah.
But that truly need to be accentuated this week by Ben Johnson. And I want to run through those here real quick, get you guys' thoughts on them. Because I think, number one, the Chicago Bears run game has been dominant. We all know that.
It's number one, baby.
But I think you got to break down what it's been since the bye week.
Yeah.
Since the bye, the Chicago Bears have averaged 180 rushing yards per game. The ground attack has been more physical. It has been schemed incredibly vertical. It has had an ability to continue to stay ahead of the sticks. And against a Green Bay front that, to me, now with Devontae Wyatt out, is going to take a little bit of a step back. We can all say next man up. Bears have had a lot of next man up mentality here. But I think that when you talk about being able to attack that interior of that defensive line with the kind of offensive line that the Bears are showing here right now, you can look at this team and feel really good that this run game is going to continue. And the biggest part about it, JC, that we've seen, they've run better on the road than they have run at home this season. This run game travels incredibly well. And I think it's going to be well, it is the Packers, I guess. Let's start the show off right. It's going to be a load that they're not going to be able to handle.
No, it's definitely going to be a load that they can't handle. No, I'm with you. I think, and we've talked about it, the run game, a lot of different aspects of the team can travel no matter the weather, no matter the stadium, whatever the case may be. And being tops in the league or close to tops in the league, that tells you just how effective this run game has been. And I give credit to, again, the coaching staff, Eric Bieniemy in particular. He has tapped into something that apparently DeAndre Swift has never been able to do before, because seeing how DeAndre Swift has run specifically this year versus years past, he just has a different aggression to him. We were surprised at a lot of times where you seen him just put his head down and move a pile forward or move a player or defender forward instead of getting knocked back. There were many times last year, and even when we saw him play on other teams, whether it be the Lions or the Eagles, where he was used to, doing his little, shuck and jive in the backfield, and
trying to get shucking and jiving.
He's doing his
every week. JC, you take us back.
Yeah, I'm sorry. He did his little dance. I'll say his little dance in the backfield, and then he wouldn't gain anything. That is kind of crazy if you see somebody doing it. My thing is, the coaching matters, and he is tapped into something that I think has made DeAndre Swift a more effective back. So not only is he effective on the outside and getting to the edge, but he is actually, when he goes straight up the gut, when he's cutting into these lanes, he's actually making forward progress. Now, we know that's what Kyle Monangai does all day. He loves the contact. He will bring you along with him for the ride. But that's the beautiful thing about this run game is we have two backs, and you see it, the production. I mean, you're talking about both guys getting over 100 yards almost a couple of times here, and then obviously versus Philly's defense, where you had a lot of number one defensive players on that line. They couldn't stop them from moving the pile at all. And so that's what we need to lean into. I think that is the biggest advantage that we have, as you mentioned, with the defensive tackle being out for the season, Devontae Wyatt going down with that torn, I want to say, was it a hip injury?
No, that was an ankle injury for
Devontae Wyatt.
Yeah, he's gonna need some surgery.
So that's big time for them. Now, we know that their defense is still top 10 in a lot of categories, so that's not to say that they won't be up to task and that the next man up mentality, as you mentioned, will be the case for them, but it still does put a little bit more of an alarm on them that, hey, we can take advantage of that line very quickly.
Yeah, and that's my thing. I think that there's a massive opportunity for this Bears team running the football, and you've seen it from multiple guys. And by the way, it is the exact same game plan that we saw them win with in Detroit. And I don't know if I said this on here yesterday. I think I did, but quiet as is kept, Ben Johnson has turned this Bears team into the Detroit Lions. The quarterback is not the same as of yet.
No, not there yet.
Right? He's not there yet. There's a long way to go there. I think that, Ben kind of clarified some of his comments last week on, where he feels this Bears team is currently at and where this passing game is at. And he said, I'm very pleased with where the quarterback is, but there's stuff that we need to improve on. Mm. I love that. I think that all of those are incredibly valid points from Ben Johnson there. But we do know that there is a strength here that you've seen work in Detroit that was the strength that you utilized to beat Green Bay 2 games last season. And that was dual threat running backs, running the football incredibly well, being aggressive in that run game. And it's been something the Packers have been susceptible to this season. I know that we look at this Green Bay Packers team and we say top 5 rushing team or top 5 run defense in football. I think they're 6th now based on how last week played out. But when you look at some of the rush yards by week over the past few weeks, now they did a great job shutting down Detroit. But you look at the Giants, you look at that Carolina game, and you look at how, now it wasn't great, and the quarterback was more involved than really Saquon Barkley, how that Philly game played out. 163 on the ground for Carolina, 111 on the ground for Philly, 142 on the ground for New York, had 93 on the ground for Minnesota, and they kind of shut down and put Detroit in a position where they had to throw the football, which is advantageous. You want to stay away from the Detroit game plan overall. But if I'm the Bears, I'm looking at what Carolina did to this team and saying, we're running that. We're running that. You know what I mean? And it is like, those are games that I look at Carolina and I look at the Giants specifically. The Giants should have never been in that game. Jameis Winston doing all kind of godly things. You're running the football incredibly well. And you look at that Carolina game, everybody had Carolina losing that game, and that kind of changed their season when they were able to beat Green Bay 16-13 in that a very defensive game. I think that this is going to be a close game, and we'll see what ends up happening on the field. But I look at this as a great opportunity for the Bears to continue that run game. My second biggest advantage that the Chicago Bears have over the Green Bay Packers, and this is one that it almost, it's a delight to say. It goes into the run game. It helps with Caleb Williams. This is the best offensive line in football. And
I love that you're putting that down. You stamp on it.
Every single ranking that you can look at.
Yeah.
Maybe you could say that the Browns are better. Or not the Browns, I'm sorry. Maybe you could say that the Broncos is better. But to me, I think the one thing that is holding this team in any way back is the question marks on Ozzie Trapillo. That's the only thing that I think is really holding you back here. Because I think that you have an offensive line right now, especially in this run game, that can be incredibly dominant. Joe Tooney's a monster. Drew Dahlman on the interior. Jonah Jackson. It's the best interior 3 in football right now, bar none. Darnell Wright is back to all-pro form. He looks phenomenal. And you've got a young guy in Ozzie Trapillo who I'm pretty sure Michael Parsons is going to line up a lot against. You're going to have a tight end in to help chip with that. And sometimes that may not work. Michael Parsons is a good football player. He's a really good football player. He's an incredibly good pass rusher. He's going to be in the backfield. It is what it is. You have to figure out a way to navigate that. That's going to fall on Caleb. But I think that, and I asked Caleb about this, there's a confidence that you get when you're the running backs, when you are the quarterback, when the offensive line that is in front of you goes out there more times than not and wins their route. Or wins their one-on-one, I should say, not their route, their block. Goes out there and handles some of the best pass rushers in football. And even Ben talked about this yesterday. The Bears have faced just about, now I think this is the best defense we faced, but the Bears have faced just about every good defensive line outside of maybe the Broncos.
And the Browns, yeah.
And the Browns, and we'll get the Browns here in a week. Yeah. The Bears have faced the best pass rushers in football. You've gone up against Max Crosby. You've gone up against Brian Burns. You had TJ Watt last week. There has not been a week really probably since the Washington game where you weren't going up against one of the best pass rushers in football. So I feel like what we're seeing from this O-line, that's the biggest reason for Bears fans to believe in this game.
No, I'm 100% with you there. I think because we are going up against the best defense to date, I think there's something to be said about that. But if you're talking about individual players and individual stars, yeah, we've been tested plenty of times and have passed those tests. More times than not, you've seen this offensive line push the pile forward in the run game to the second level where the running back isn't getting touched for the first 4 or 5 yards. That is impressive. To go from what was probably one of the poorest offensive lines in a year to now being one of the best, if not the best, arguably. That is a credit to, first of all, Ryan Post for finally getting it right. And again, that just shows you just how quickly you can change a weakness to a strength when you invest money and when you get the right players, when you bring in the players that are experienced and are the tops of the league at their position, whether it be in run blocking grade or pass blocking grade. Like you put those three guys together in the middle, yeah, that is the best unit in football. I totally agree with you that our left guard to right guard tandem is dominant right now. And I will throw Darnell Wright in there as getting way, way better. I've been impressed with him. I don't have any issues with him as of now anymore. And you're talking about the question marks on Ozzie Trapillo. I think the only question mark for me is what is his experience going to look like moving forward? He's a guy who's just getting started. He has 2 starts under his belt. And in my opinion, those 2 starts have been really, really good. You know, obviously there could be some flaws. We know that if he's going up against Michael Parsons, he's going to need some help.
Yeah.
That's just the truth of the matter is when you're going up against a dominant pass rusher, there's times that you're going to need help. Even Joe Tooney may even need help at times when it comes to dominant pass rushers. But this whole unit as a complete unit, this whole from 1 to 5, left to right is I think impressing so many people because we haven't seen this in a long time for the Chicago Bears. And you see how different it makes it. Caleb is getting less sacked. We're opening up holes for DeAndre Swift and Cal Monungai. And that's why, again, you have confidence going into this game. Again, credit to the coaching staff. Dan Rashard's doing something right over there, along with the veterans and the experience that these guys have. And so totally impressed with the offensive line.
Yeah, listen, I think it's going to be one of the continued strengths of this team for what feels like years to come. Everybody goes, you know, what happens when Joe Tooney leaves? You got a Pro Bowler at left guard who was your right guard, and you got Luke Newman who's been preparing for that moment, right? Or you go out and draft that guy, whoever that guy is next. But like you've got opportunity there for not only winning now, but also winning on that offensive line in the future. All right, my number 3 biggest advantage that the Chicago Bears have over the Green Bay Packers. This is kind of a 2-parter, so maybe it should be 4, but it is what it is.
Okay, let's go.
I think this game is going to be close. I'm not going to sit here and say the Bears walk into Lambeau and blow the doors off of Green Bay. I'm not going to sit here. I don't think that there will ever be another game this season that looks like what we saw in Detroit in week 2 of the season. And in a close game, the one thing that we have continued to see all year, Caleb Williams in the clutch is the best clutch quarterback in football right now. He is percentage-wise, win-wise, one of the best quarterbacks in football in clutch moments. I think you're going to need one of those clutch moments in this game. On the inverse of that, a good amount of Jared Goff's career interceptions come in those clutch moments. We saw it in the playoffs. We've seen it during the regular season. We saw it during the regular season this year when he threw that duck up versus, I think it was the Panthers.
You're about Jordan Love?
Yeah, Jordan Love.
Okay.
When you look at this Bears defense, they are always looking for the takeaway opportunity. And if this is a close game, I think Jordan Love puts that football in harm's way, and that takeaway opportunity is there. This Bears team has been opportunistic, has been advantageous, has been what's the right word? They've been opportunistic. They've been aggressive in those moments where it is the clutch, and you need a big takeaway. You saw Tremaine Edmonds get what should have been a pick 6. Absolutely crazy. But in those moments, you've seen them step up in a major way. and you've seen Caleb Williams step up. I think in a clutch game, the Bears are the better team.
I have to agree with you there. I can't disagree. I think that they have been battle tested. I think that this year there has been a lot of moments where you've seen Caleb just again turn into the Iceman, that new nickname that he has. He's either tied or was tied, I believe, with 4 comeback victories in that fourth quarter. And for whatever reason, even as and I mentioned this before in weeks past, there's always a player that steps up at the right time. Whether it was, the Nashawn Wright, I think that play where he stripped the Jalen Hurts of the ball during the tush push, that really changed the momentum,
changed the whole game around,
the game around, and really propelled the Bears to kind of move forward and kind of wipe them out in the long run. You look at a Josh Blackwell blocking a field goal. You're looking at Devin Duvernay returning that punt, to get us past the 40 to put us in a position to win. You're looking at the Colston Loveland touchdown where nobody could tackle him versus the Bengals in a comeback victory. And so there's so many different moments where in the fourth quarter or when it matters the most, when the game is on the line, this team as a whole, not even just Caleb, has come up very strong and has contributed to winning. And I credit that again to the coaching staff, Ben Johnson, Dennis Allen. They know what they're doing when it matters. And that's why I think when you have coach versus coach, I think that we have the better coaching staff. In my opinion, I understand Matt LaFleur has been doing it well for some time, but you're talking about Matt LaFleur and Jeff Hafley versus Ben Johnson and Dennis Allen. I'm taking our squad. That's no bias. I just think that currently we're on a heater, and we just beat a very, very good Philadelphia team where even when they made adjustments or seemingly made adjustments in halftime, they didn't stop the Bears from doing what they're doing. I think you will have that same blueprint in this game as well.
Yeah, and listen, it's the Bears doing things fundamentally well and needing a quarterback that can put them over the top in the moments where it's going to matter most. I don't think that, again, I keep saying this, I don't think that it's going to be the Bears come in and absolutely cakewalk the Packers. Green Bay's a good team. Do I think they're as good of a team as they're being propped up to be? Do I think that they are a Super Bowl caliber team? I don't. I think that you have 2 really good players, one of which it's pretty obvious how to take advantage of him in Micah Parsons. And I think that's going to, lead to the Chicago Bears team's strength. And that's run the football at him. We've seen that time and time again. It's why Jerry Jones said he got rid of him. I don't believe that. But it is one of those things where, how many games were there in Dallas that were playoff games or were games that get you into the playoffs where the Bears, where teams went in there and decided, the Packers did it. Where they literally went, we're going to beat you by nullifying Micah Parsons. Right? It helps. It helps that there's this massive thing that everybody in the NFL knows. This is his weakness. This is how to attack it. Now, you can't let them get up. If they get up, he gets to become Micah Parsons. If they get up in the game, he gets to go out there and dominate. He gets to pin his ears back and try and attack your quarterback. That is where he is the best. Mm-hmm. So you have to keep this game to where you keep him on his back foot and you make it so that you can run the game, you can win and get a ton of top, right? That time of possession, you know what I'm talking about? That's for me the biggest thing that I think is leading to the Bears' advantage going into this game. There's a strength of ours that is a massive weakness of their best player on the defensive side. Yeah. So we'll see what ends up happening there, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. We're going to keep this thing moving along right now. We got 270 in the building. Hey, Jordan, we are
baby.
Over 200 in that chat.
200. Appreciate y'all.
Hey, good morning. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love, man. We got to take a quick break, listening to a word from our sponsors. When we come back, got to talk about the injury update that we got yesterday. That is beautiful. Got to see him out there with my own eyes. And then, of course, getting into what the storyline will be if the Bears win or lose. All that and more coming up next. But first, word from our sponsors over at Aura.
Appreciate you guys for tuning in and watching the show. Today's episode of the podcast is brought to you by Aura. Have you ever done a Google search on your own name? You'd be surprised what pops up. Your full name, email address, home address, health records, your relatives. It's all out there. And that's why I've been using Aura, the sponsor of today's video. Aura shows me which data brokers are selling my information and automatically submits opt-out requests just for me. Cleaning up my information not only helps reduce the amount of spam I get, but it protects me from hackers who could use that information to help them access my social media, bank accounts, and other sensitive information. It's really simple to set up. I don't have to download several apps or go to things like antivirus, VPN, password management, parental controls, identity theft, but you can get all of that in one place with Aura. I get everything at one affordable price as well. You may already have one or two of these tools, but not having Aura is like leaving the front door locked while leaving the back door and windows wide open. For you to be able to take advantage of Aura, we got a special deal for you here today. Stop data brokers from exposing your personal information. Go to my sponsor at https:/aura.com/the Windy City. Again, that is aura.com/the Windy City to get a 14-day free trial and see how much of your information is being sold. Breeze Nation, what is good? It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. Ladies and gentlemen, we got merch. That's right. New website, new merch, all out. We've been telling you guys to pull up on us. Now you can at twcbreeze.com, where you can find out all of the latest stuff going on. What all can they find there, Super Producer?
Listen, you can join the nation, sign up to our mailing list, and be up to date for events and news. You can also visit the shop page and order merch, because we have t-shirts, we got hoodies, we got mugs, we got hats, we got all kind of stuff. So, hey, we appreciate you being tuned in with us. And remember to subscribe to our YouTube page and follow us on all our socials. Check us out at twcbreeze.com.
He's way too excited.
I am.
Clap it up. That was crazy. Coming back with the clap it up was nuts.
Clap it up. Yeah, Kobe, come on. Stop playing around.
He'll be traded eventually. Welcome back into another edition of the Windy City Breeze Morning Breeze Edition. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. The show love as always, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Just talked about the Bears' 3 biggest advantages heading into this game versus the Saskatchewan Slackers.
Cheesy Packers.
I will say this. It's nice to be able to go into a game a little bit chesty. It's nice to be able to go in a game and actually be able to talk a little trash and have a leg to stand on. You know what I mean?
That's
I'm pointing out facts.
That's right.
Pointing out facts out here.
That's right. Number one, baby.
One of the advantages I didn't even get to, and I thought about that. I went full defense on the takeaways and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Who's Jordan Love throwing to? Because it ain't gonna be whoever Jalen Johnson is covering. Jalen Johnson looked good last week. He didn't play all the snaps, but he looked good last week when he was out there. They threw a couple balls his way. He was like, get that out of here. Yeah, is that a Cubs hat you got on?
Yeah.
I hate that that's actually kind of hard, like the front panel.
It's a trucker. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of hard.
I just
it should be White Sox. I like the city. I like the.
I'm gonna get you a White Sox trucker.
Yeah. You give me a White Sox trucker hat. Then I'd throw it back in your face because you're a dirty Cubs fan.
Oh God. Crazy. It's always a rivalry.
Yeah, it'll never stop. He rooted for Milwaukee because they beat the shut your mouth.
No, I don't like the fact that you rooted for the Brewers.
He rooted for Milwaukee.
I'm still sour about that.
Yeah, get over it.
Sick of
Nobody cares. It's all about them Cubs losing. How was that World Series? Oh,
don't worry about it. It was all right.
Didn't make it.
It was all right in 2016.
Big Dodger guy, though. Go Big Blue. was a fun year for me. That was my National League team.
I can't hate. I do love a little Shohei Ohtani.
That was my National League team, baby. Can't go wrong rooting for a guy like Shohei. I mean, dog. Dang, Steve, I said, and the Cubs stink.
Oh, I already knew Steve was coming with fly.
Are the Cubs musty? Is that what's happening? Are the Cubs a little musty?
Cubs stink, Cubs suck, whatever. All right.
Stank is crazy.
We talking about body odors now.
Stank is absolutely insane. Hey man, let's get back into this football talk, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in to show love as always. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, man. Got a good update yesterday. It's a weird schedule with the Bears this week, as I guess they didn't want them to go 5 days without having practiced. But it was an odd Tuesday. I'm not used to seeing them practice on Tuesday. So we got a little bit different look at the team. Got to go out there and actually see the team. And Bears injury report. I don't know. Did they drop an injury report? I kind of was just there. So I saw. Let me see if they did drop a full injury report. Don't look like it. Cool. So this is just from what my eyes could see. Injury update. It seemed like there was a limited designation on TJ Edwards and Noah Sewell. Without the actual injury report, I don't know what the designation was, but like, to me, I seeing them back out there, very good to see. Pairing that up with what you have is very exciting as well, because I think you may have found something here in DeMarco Jackson, who's been able to step in and really handle some things really nice. I would assume even Agbangbamiga, who has done a solid job out there, probably ends up being more of a special teamer with Noah Sewell possibly coming back. But what you saw yesterday, and I don't know if the designation was limited, if it was full, because they didn't drop the full-on report, but getting to see TJ Edwards out there, it was very, very good to see him back on the field. He was moving fine. He was going through stretches. You saw him do some small linebacker drills over there, catching the football and stuff like that. Looked like he was moving fine. Didn't look like that hamstring was hampering him at all, which is good, because that's what we've been waiting for. We haven't been waiting for the hand that he had surgery on, because they said he would play with a cast and he could play with that right now. But the hamstring was still lingering, and that's something that's been bothering him all season. They wanted to give him that much time to be able to go out there and, get that hamstring fully healed up. So the possibility of getting him back for Packer week as well. I said this yesterday on the show. They may be getting the best version of this defense that we have seen this season, because nobody has played together. Jalen Johnson hasn't been out there. He was out there 1 week, hurt himself again in the Vikings game.
The Minnesota game. Yeah.
Was it Minnesota? Did he come out for week 1?
Or was it Detroit?
No, it was Detroit. It was Detroit, because he came back week 2, I believe. Got out there for the week 2 game, and was moving fine. Had a nice pass breakup, and then of course we know the injury that ensued after that. Pass breakup,
the extension, and then,
But you saw that. I mean, you've continued to see TJ Edwards be in and out of the lineup. Kyler Gordon has been, I think, his second IR stint of the season this year. You know what I mean? So getting guys back on the field, getting this defense all together, I think that that's going to be very exciting to see, and it may be the best version of this defense that we've been able to put on the field. And Dennis Allen has been scheming his butt off. So hearing that you're possibly getting TJ Edwards and Noah Sewell back, I'm excited about what this team could be.
It's encouraging, because again, you have not seen the full powers of the defense yet, and even with Edmonds still on IR and trying to come back, you still don't really have the complete roster of what this potential defense could be. But it is encouraging to see signs of, as you mentioned, seeing them out there, not necessarily having any lingering issues. And so even if they're on a pitch count coming back, kind of like how Jalen Johnson and Kyler Gordon were in the previous game, I'm fine with that, because that will still have an impact on the game. And it's a credit to the depth on this team. The fact that you've had all of these different injuries at certain parts of the season has allowed you to prove your depth, which is only going to make the team better and has made the team better, because now you can lean on the Amons and the DeMarcos that you didn't know what you had, because now they've been given a larger task with these guys out. But now that they're coming back, you have more faith that your depth is going to work. You have more faith that as these guys are getting healthier, you can still put those guys out there, meaning DeMarco and Amon in certain instances, and that they will more than likely do their job. And so I've been impressed with that. I am happy that those guys are coming back slowly but surely, because, again, this is a team that is just continuously getting better and better, and we have not seen in our aspect the best of them. We have not seen the best of the defense. We have not seen the best of the offense in certain aspects. And so that's what I love about this team, is that going into the most important part of the season, they are improving. They are getting healthier.
Now, two guys we did not get a chance to see out there, and maybe a little bit of a concern here. There was no Roma Dunze, still no Tyreek Stevenson either. Yeah. Again, we know that this is the first practice of the week. Designations are often, different as we move on throughout the week. There's no practice today. They'll be back at it tomorrow. So we'll see kind of where the team is at that point. But I think that even in that situation, right, you kind of look at the depth of this team. If there is no Roma Dunze, who's, kind of had an up and down, more down over the last few weeks than up, you've got a Luther Burden who can step in. You've got a DJ Moore who's already there. You've still got Olamide Zaccheaus, who, got to get back in the good graces. And the one thing that I think you've seen over the last couple of weeks, and Ben pointed this out as well, this tight end group has balled out.
Mm-hmm.
This tight end group has absolutely come on in a major way. You see the Cole Kmet touchdown. You've seen what Colston Loveland has been able to do, finally being able to rely on them in some real 12 personnel situations here. Very, very exciting. Even some 13 personnel getting thrown out there to help this run game. You might see some of that in this game as well. So very, very good to see what this team is going to be able to be on both sides of the ball. And hopefully, you're able to have Roma Dunze out there, because I think that's a big part of the run game as well. That's the quiet part of the run game.
Yeah.
You're not running as well without the wide receivers turning around upfield and blocking.
Yeah, he's been good at blocking. I agree. You've seen the tape, and he has actually invested. And that's the thing, is all the players, when I talk about them not being the focal point, are you still doing your job to make this the call or the team successful? And he has been one of the players that has been able to do his job when he's not getting the ball. So that is a good person to point out. Hopefully he will be healthy come game time.
That is the hope. That is the hope. Appreciate y'all for rocking with us as always. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. Let's finish out the show with this because I always like to do this. I like to do this every few weeks or on big weeks. This is a massive week for both teams. I mean, listen, if the Packers win, they go to the first seed, possibly in the NFC, first seed in the NFC North for sure, because of that godforsaken tie.
Sick of that tie.
And if the Bears win, right, they prove their dominance. But I love to talk about, some of the storylines that come out of this. If the Bears, let's go lose first. Let's finish on a high note. If the Bears lose this game, what is the storyline on Monday?
Well, it's how do you face adversity? How do you recover? And quite frankly, I mean, it's still not a bad thing, because that'll mean that they've still won the last 8 out of 10 games. And do you find a way to just bounce back? And we've seen that this team has found ways to bounce back, from being 0-2 in the division to start the year to then winning and becoming the number 1 seed in NFC. That shows that you have the staff and the players and the culture and the belief to recover again. Nobody's perfect. And so do we expect them to go 5-0 in the next 5 games? You hope so. We're on a high. You don't want it to come down. But if it does happen to come down, you have another time where you match up with this team in the next couple of weeks where you can get right back in the wheelhouse. And so do you take destiny back? Do you take your pride back? Do you take that number 1 ranking back? If it's coming back to your house in the next week or the next couple of weeks and saying, all right, now we've seen where the mistakes we made in the loss. Now let's go out and get a win. So that's the storyline I think it will come away with if we lose.
I think it's a gut punch. Not to say that your season is over. To me, this is this is, the proof in the pudding. And it may be a proof that you have to learn from, right? You're going there, you get them back here. You got 2 opportunities at the Packers. I said you would split. So as I get closer into this week and my excitement is high, I want the Bears to win. I feel like the Bears can win. My brain tells me we probably end up splitting this game, but I do feel like there are a lot of advantages that the Bears can take care of in this game. My heart is all in, right? Like I'm at this point, it's heart first, baby. That mug beating out the chest like a cartoon wolf looking at Jessica Rabbit. You know what I'm talking about? So like, I mean, it's all in at this point, but I do think, and I respect the Packers and what they've built. Like I said, they are probably the best defense that we're going to face this season. That means more than likely you end up splitting with them in the season series. But with all that being said, all that goodwill and get that I'm going on it. No, like I think that the storyline, if the Bears lose this game, I don't want it to crush Bears fans, but it will be, you're probably a wild card team that went on a strong run and you're still in the playoffs. It's still an improved season, but you aren't where you thought you were. Because I'll be honest with you, on the flip side of this whole thing, and shout out to Dennis, the Chicago kid with Super Chat, said, now that the Bears seem for real, do we regret not trading for an edge at the deadline? Nah, we'll see. We'll see what life takes us.
Yeah.
On the flip side of this whole thing, if the Bears win, you go from talking about this team being a good team, a team that can be dangerous in the playoffs if they're playing their best football in December, which we're 3 days into our best football here, to talking about the Bears as a possible Super Bowl contender.
Oh, baby.
Because now not only have you solidified your position in the NFC to this point, now it depends on what the Rams do, right? If the Rams lose and the Packers win and, they're the first seed, if the Rams lose and the Bears win, you create some separation on that first seed, because there is no world now where the Rams can get the tiebreaker over the Bears because the Bears have a better record in the NFC right now. Now they can beat us, but they can't get the better record. Or if we have the same record, we will be the number 1 seed.
Mm-hmm.
You go into talking massive, because now not only have you beaten all the little 1-score games that you needed to win, but you've also beaten 3 of what people said are the biggest tests that you were going to face this season in the Green Bay Packers, in the Philadelphia Eagles, and in the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, no, you go into thinking that now you can get rid of all the excuses. If the Bears come out of this with a victory, you've beaten, as we mentioned, probably the best defense to date that you faced, and all of the excuses start to go out the window that people have put up against this team. Oh, they've been, winning, on the wings of a prayer. They've been winning these close games where, it's just a fluke win here or a fluke win there. Oh, they haven't beaten an over 500 team. Well, we addressed that. They haven't beaten a legit team. Well, we addressed that with Philly. Oh, well, you haven't
answered all the questions.
Top 10 defense. Like you're starting to, quiet the doubters more if you win this game, and it solidifies you as a real threat. Yeah. I think that the Bears are a real threat now, but it kind of puts it in stone. And again, that, as you mentioned, it kind of creates more space between you and your opponents, so that now if you do go into that following week with the Cleveland Browns, who have a great defense, and then going back to Green Bay at home, now you can kind of put the nail in the coffin in a sense of, okay, let's take care of business. Let's not let them come back. That's where, again, I think your pride also is on the line, as a sense, because now that you've created space, you don't want to give it back. Yeah. And so I think that will be the storyline if we do get a victory.
There is a world here too where, I don't want it to be versus the Packers, but I almost do want the Bears to lose one.
Really?
Bring yourselves back to earth a little bit.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like you get a kick in the teeth real quick. You'd be like, okay. It's time to fight back again. Hold on. There's a world where you want to, like that San Francisco game.
Okay.
That San Fran game, maybe that one.
Maybe
you
that
know
one.
what I mean? I want Ben Johnson to get a win versus Detroit. I would love to. I would rather sweep the Packers than not.
I don't want to lose to the Browns because
I wouldn't mind the Browns if it's a Shedeur Sanders coming out party. Because it don't hurt me in no way. It's an AFC team.
Yeah,
I would rather win versus the NFC.
A dub is a dub. I want to win.
No, because a dub in the NFC means more. I would rather win versus the NFC, win out versus the NFC, than lose to than beat the Browns and lose an NFC matchup. Like if it's a Shedeur coming out party, it's just like, oh, we got to see that. That was cool.
But I think the reason why I'm not worried about like the egotism of this team and thinking that we need to kind of come down off of our high horse is, again, you look at what Ben Johnson has said. It's not like they're celebrating as if they already won anything. And Ben Johnson
somebody punched through the ceiling.
I saw that.
We don't know who it was. We have no answers.
But my thing is that this team is so locked in on knowing that, hey, we haven't accomplished anything yet. And so there is, even with this newfound, reign over the NFC, there's still a level of humility that they understand this can go sideways very quick. We haven't stamped our way in even into the playoffs. The coach is focused in on that, and I think by proxy, obviously, the players are focusing on that. Caleb Williams says as much. We haven't done anything, and so they have the right mentality that I think, okay, yeah, sure, celebrate for a couple of days, what you're supposed to do after a win, but then get back to the drawing board and look forward to the next game and go 1-0. That's why I think you shouldn't want them to come off their high horse. I don't care if it is in the division or if it's in our conference. I want them to go 5-0 the next 5 games. That's my hope.
I take one during the season. You get one during the season, reset the brain. Yeah, I mean, piss Ben Johnson off. Give me one last pissed off Ben Johnson.
You want him angry?
Into the playoffs.
You want him angry? I see.
Yeah, you head into the playoffs just gut punching people.
Everybody scorched earth. Let me at him.
We've been getting a lot of good, better, best. I want Ben Johnson in the locker room just be like, good, better, best. I'm gonna kick you.
Sick of this.
Just he come in with like a half a good, better, best, and then just like, I'm gonna punch you in the face.
Like I remember the Titans. I don't want them to gain another yard.
I want you to let them remember the day that they played the Titans. Hey, we gotta find. I don't know if anybody's still alive from that. But who played on the other team? There's got to be somebody's perspective on the other team that was just like, so when they came out dancing like the Temptations, what were your thoughts on that? What do you
oh, yeah. Feel good. We are the Titans.
That was terrible.
That was my movie.
Oh, I love me some Remember the Titans. It was a little tainted for me when I found out he wasn't like that.
Oh, really?
It was a little tainted for me. It was tough.
It's all right.
I survived. It took me some years. I ain't gonna lie. It took me like probably 4 or 5 years after I found that out to be like, all right, it's fiction, but I can watch it. It's a good movie. But it was a few years where I was like,
it's
not real.
I know. Good movie though.
But nah, man, appreciate y'all for tuning in to Show of Love. As always, hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do, man. We appreciate y'all rocking with us as always. Hey, let us know which advantage do you think is going to matter most, the rushing attack, the O-line, or the clutch factor that this Chicago Bears team has. Let us know in the comments below. We'll be down there talking with you guys as well. As always, from Mr. Media himself, Jordan JC. It's your boy, Pat the Designer, back at it again. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Bed down. One love. FGB's in the chat.
FGB, baby.
FGB.
Hey, man, I should have got it on Cyber Monday, but I'm going to check out. I actually got a couple of truckers. I got a nice Bear trucker.
Look at you.
But I'm going to look out for the side.
Hey, man, you gotta start doing fittings, bro. Let's not be on the last snap. Let's not be fighting for his life, bro.
Ow! Ow!
That snap be holding on like cliffhanger. Can't
Cliffhanger.
hold on much longer. Cliffhanger, hanging off a cliff.
I used
And
to
that's why
love
he's called
Cliffhanger.
Cliffhanger. Can't hold on much longer.
Oh my goodness, what a childhood. I remember that, man.
Yeah, we'll talk to y'all later, man.